Lilyhammer Season 3. I've already reviewed Season 1 and 2, so I felt like I might as well go ahead and review Season 3 since it's out now in the last few months. I was a little bit late catching up to it. I didn't realise it was back until a couple of weeks ago. I was sick, so I kind of started watching it, and I've seen all 8 episodes. So I just want to get straight into it. I enjoyed this season. I felt like it was a little bit different. The style was a little bit different. I think there was a lot of storylines going on. Now, there always are a lot of storylines going on in this program, but I found like this year, I think there was even more, if that's possible. Like, instead of having one really big storyline that kind of carried the whole series along with little bits on the side, it was like 15 different storylines at the same time. Now, that's okay, but I did find that when I was trying to prepare for this review and to think back on what were the interesting points, what I did like and didn't like, it took me a while to remember all the storylines because there's just so many. So that was just something that I noted. Maybe there was a little bit too much going on. So from the beginning, it starts off with Frank being sick or injured, and he's in the hospital. We get to see what's happened. So he's recovering for the first little while, and there's lots of storylines going on at that. And then there's Jan comes back, who I hate. I've always hated him. Even before he had murdered his girlfriend, I just found him very disingenuous, very self-centered, very irritating, and so yeah, I was annoyed that he actually did come back, even though I thought it was kind of the end of Jan. But and in true Jan style, he's come back he's converted to be a Muslim, and he spent like 6 months in, I think it was Afghanistan. I'm not exactly sure. He went somewhere in the Middle East, and he spent 6 months, and now he thinks he's a true Muslim, but I don't feel like he wasn't, because his idea is to get sympathy for the plight that he's been through, when really he hasn't grown up as a Muslim. So that's what he's identifying with, all the hardships that Muslims have to deal with in the Western society, and that's not what he's had to do. So he's just taking on the poor me card on that. So he's not he's as usual selfish and self-absorbed, and he sounds like he's serious about his religion. He sounds like he's taking it seriously, but of course he's not. And we see that facade slip, of course, because it's always a facade with him. So he ends up doing some more bad things, and I suppose his idea of being a true religious character is, smashed. So I was glad for that, because I just felt like I was sick of him, going around annoying everybody. So I was glad he kind of got in trouble again. I don't want to give too much away, so for people that haven't watched it, if you have, you'll know what I'm saying, because I want to leave this open-ended to people that have or haven't seen it. If they want to see it, they can get a bit more insight into it, and if they have seen it, they can listen to my opinions, and if they agree or disagree, and just kind of reflect on the whole season. So there's also a big storyline in Brazil. So we've got the Lilyhammer side in Norway, then there's the Brazilian side where Roar, Torgar's brother, he meets a Brazilian girl online and falls in love with her, or, well, fancies her a lot, and she's trying to get a better life. So they go over to Brazil, and so there's like a storyline over there, and then through that there ends up being a lot more storylines. So it kind of becomes a big thing. There's a drug storyline, romance, acting career, like lots is going on over there. And kind of back and forth, like it's not just one episode, it's like it kind of carries on. And then also New York gets featured. The link to The Sopranos is brought in, as I know someone commented on my season 2 review why the director was bringing kind of the Sopranos into the season 3, and what was the link, and the kind of old school New York gangsters character was in when Johnny was in the hospital and stuff. So I just on that, Steve Van Zandt is actually a writer on Lilyhammer, and he's also directed one of the episodes. So he's bringing that link from the Sopranos world, and I'm not sure if anyone that worked on the Sopranos is also working, apart from him, is also working on this. I'm not too sure, to be honest. I would say probably yes. I know the two creators are Norwegian, but yeah, there's some sort of collaboration there. So I love that because it's my favourite program, so I love when they have links back in. So you'll see his wife again, his wife in real life and his wife on the program. His New York wife, they're separated, Maureen Van Zandt, and then who was also his wife in The Sopranos. And then you also see Paulie from The Sopranos. So if anyone's a Sopranos fan, they'll know, like, amazing. He plays Johnny's brother and a priest, and yeah, so there is a nice link back and forth between New York. There's little bits of that. So I always love that. Always a big fan of anything to do with New York. So that's brilliant. And also The Sopranos. So through the New York side, there's a reason why that's been brought back up. This character comes in, I think his name's Arnie, and he's like a young mob guy, and I think he's probably like around 30. So he comes in like at a bull of the gate, like thinking he's going to rule the roost, and causing havoc, and just not being nice, not being respectful. And as Johnny says, like he doesn't respect the culture in Norway, in Lilyhammer, and how things are done, and he doesn't respect Johnny. He's not letting that happen. So that's also a problem. And then so he's not a liked character, and he's not here to stay, so that's good. But that's how the link back between New York is formed. There's also, if you remember in season 2, there's a really scary character, one of the English football hooligans. I don't remember his name, but he's really, really, really scary. Like gives me the chills. One of the scariest real characters I've ever seen on a TV program. Not a monster or Dracula, like he's a real person. He's got like long hair, a beard, and like scars on his face, and he's terrifying. And he, I think last season he Torgar had to kill him, I think in self-defense, and he stabbed him with a knitting needle in the neck. And Torgar never really got over that, like having to kill him. And in this season, you see Torgar gets haunted by this character, so this character comes back, and it's good, but it's so scary. And that's something about Lilyhammer. It's really confusing, because whereas Sopranos is a scary, or not a scary program, but Sopranos, you know what you're getting with it. It's a dark program. It's not a comedy. It's a crime drama, and people are going to die that you like, characters you like. Characters you like are going to kill people. There's going to be a lot of things to relate it to dark things. But I think because Lilyhammer is funny and it's light at times, it's a different feel. So it's really confusing. Then you get a bit thrown when really dark, scary things happen. So that's what I find with it. I'm a bit on edge. I get thrown from one emotion to the other. So that's interesting. A really good storyline on it. It's really gripped me, but it also scared me at the same time. So I was kind of didn't know what to do about that. Then there's also Torgar's love life. He finds love. He has a girlfriend, so that's really good. It's nice because I think everybody loves Torgar and wants him to find like a soulmate, and I think that's what he's found. So that's great. And yeah, who else? Oh yeah, his ex-wife, or not ex-wife, ex-girlfriend. She has become a little bit more three-dimensional. I wouldn't say she's fully three-dimensional, but I feel like she started as a one-dimensional character. Now she's like a two-dimensional character. She's a really crazy journey actually throughout the series, like from the first episode to the last. But she ends up going out with the guy from last season who was like the perverse guy, the swimming instructor who taught her babies how to swim. and he was has like an obsession with breast milk, and he wants to be milked by women. So he is now her her boyfriend, um, and she is having his baby as well, which is weird in itself. After considering his background, but anyway, I don't know. That's going on with her, and she's gonna got quite a big storyline this year. Now, I feel like possibly they will get back together. From what has happened this season, I think that is a possibility. Um, but I don't know. I just feel like there's a closeness, there's a bond growing. A back again, and also she has a very shocking last episode. Like she kind of the episode is left on a cliffhanger, and it's basically her cliffhanger, and I think that does mean what by the ending it does seem like there's going to be a next season, because it's not like other programs where a season ends on some sort of huge cliffhanger, but it's the end, like say like the main character dies or something, so you think, okay, that must be the end for it. But this episode is like left on a cliffhanger where you think, oh god, what's going to happen next? How are they going to deal with this? How is it going to be handled? So that's why I think it's definitely going to continue. um I don't know if there's anything else I wanted to say about it.